I am sitting here listening to the various presentations, broadcasts, podcasts, commentary about We Not Black. Well, quiet as is kept, neither are American copper color indigenous of the Americas. I don't know who told the children of Yasharel that they were black. Uh, um, See, black is a byword. It's a reclassification of the Americans, indigenous, the copper color brews of the Americas, indigenous of the Americas. American actually means now, a native of America, originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper color races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. And here's where it gets really weird to me when I hear, you know, people identifying themselves as black, because the definition of black, being of the color black, producing or reflecting comparatively little light and having no predominant hue, having little or no light. Basically, it means pale, bleach, no color. See the switch? It also means Civiliter Mortius. You can look that up in the Law Dictionary and Black Law Dictionary, second edition. It means civilly dead. One who is considered as if he were naturally dead, so far as his rights are concerned. Black is dead according to law. I don't understand why nobody gets that, or why anyone would want to identify or as someone that they're not. And first of all, black is not even an ethnicity or a nationality. Black American is not an ancestral identity. It is a constructed legal fiction. So basically, when I hear people say, "Oh, I'm Black American," I'm like, "Oh, so you a dead American." Because you got to understand what the words mean. The etymology and the definition of words, they actually have meaning and they hold weight. So if you want to walk around and call yourself Black American, by all means, so be it. If you want to believe you're from another landmass opposed to your ancestral motherland, so be it. Okay? Black is an adjective, not a nationality or a lineage. As well as most of the reclassifications that the Americans, copper colored brews, indigenous of the Americas, that have been reclassified from the beginning of time up until the present day. Reclassifications are not lineage. Hey, some of you might be mad by hearing that. I don't know who gave anyone the authority to tell Yasharella who they are, who gave them the authority to reclassify them, why did we get along with it, why did we go along? At some point, you got to be like, wait a minute. Why am I agreeing with this? It's almost like jumping on the bandwagon. Every reclassification. It's like a circus and shit. You know? It's a paper genocide. Yeah. Going on to this present day. We got all these people on social media, talking about I'm not black. Now all of a sudden everybody black. Well, if you have to keep it a buck, pale people are black. Yeah. Somalis are actually descendants of Ham. They're not Ishmael. They're not. They are descendants of Ham. They're Cushites. Yeah, I'm gonna take it all the way back. Yeah, they believe they're Muslims, right? They read the Quran. Well, I read the Bible, and I read the nations. And based on Genesis, I think it's Genesis 10:36, and you got a lot of people running around identifying with a nation that they're not. You can call yourself black. You can call yourself boo-boo butt. I don't really give a damn at this point. All I know is I'm not going to covet Hamites. And I'm not going to covet the land of Ham. No. Now, what I do notice that all nations from around the world are coveting the Americas. And for some reason, you got all these nations because the Most High identify the people around the world as nations. And I think some people, they a little cloudy in the head and they believe, those black Americans, black this, black, y'all Africans, y'all this, that. No, that ain't how that works. You need to research your own family history before you tell somebody what their history is and what their family is and what nation they come from. The Somalis, hey, I watched a couple of videos today, was listening in the background. I was like, oh, okay. Somalis, they came out and told you to their face with their whole chest, we Cushites. We Cushites. We not black. Well, guess what? I'm American. Copper color brew. Yasharella. I'm not black either. See how that worked? That's right. The Most High did not call us black. No. I think you get it incorrect. Black is a word. I don't know what happened. It was in the 60s, I believe. It was with the James Brown era when he did that song called I'm Black and I'm Proud, and everybody jumped on that. I'm black and I'm proud. It was supposed to be about black empowerment, but he also did a video. There's a clip circulating, and I don't know if you listened to it or what, and he told you what it meant. And it's not what you think it means. And see, back then, there was no internet. Okay? Now, when we talk about it from a biblical standpoint, and I looked it up, and I always post it. I always like, hey, I don't know why these people ain't getting this. The phrase, black unto the ground, comes from Jeremiah 14:2. And it's one of the most misunderstood and most manipulated verses when it comes to identity. Scripture, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is going up. The breakdown, Judah mourneth. The tribe of Judah is in a state of grief, oppression, and captivity. Gates thereof languish. The leaders, elders, and protectors are weakened or powerless. Black unto the ground. In Hebrew, the word kadar means to be darkened, to mourn, to be brought low. It's about appearance and condition. Cry is going up. Their suffering is so great that their cry reaches the Most High. What it does not mean, it's not telling Judah to adopt black as a racial identity. Black here describes a state of mourning and a natural hue, not a legal status or man-made race category. Why Yasharallah calling themselves black is a trap. Biblical language versus colonial law. In the Bible, black can describe skin tone or sorrow. In U.S. law, black means civilly dead. No nation, no rights, no land inheritance. From descriptor to identity. Colonizers took a descriptive word and turned it into your only identity, erasing tribal names and land claims. Severing covenant memory. By calling yourself black instead of Judah, Benjamin, Levi, you step away from the covenant lineage the Most High gave you. There are no prefixes, bywords, and misnomers in front of America. As an American, no, it's not. You're adding prefixes and misnomers and bywords and, I mean, come on now. Wake up. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I understand, I overstand FBA. I understand the distinction. Saying, okay, we're going to distinguish ourselves, you know. However, I'm American, though. I don't put no prefixes or anything in front of it or behind it. Okay? And if I had to keep it a buck, I'm Yasharella. I'm the daughter of Zion. Now, what you chose to call yourself, that's entirely up to you. So be it. But all this back and forth on the internet, I'm not black. Well, quite frankly, you're really not. Because if you looked up the definition of black, you probably wouldn't call yourself black. And that's the truth. Because that means you dead. You dead in state. You dead in law. I'm just saying. So anyway, I thought I'll put my, I'll share, some commentary on the subject. Because I'm seeing too much of this pop up, in my notifications and, my deets and whatnot. And I'm like, ugh. And Somalis, they're Africans to me. I didn't know much about all these immigrants that were immigrating to the Americas prior to the last couple of years. And then when you think about it, when I think about it, it's deep. Because all the resources, the American taxpayer money, has been going to immigrants that have been shipped abroad, overseas. And then when we have our catastrophes in the Americas, and what was an insult was when there was a hurricane in Asheville, they were only offered, $750? And then when we have some shit that happens over here, we ain't got no money. I mean, make it make sense. Now, everybody in their feelings. Nah, the American people are saying, nah, enough is enough. Where are handouts? Where are billions? Where are free housing? Where are free health care? And then you see all this bragging online, about EBT. Well, look at how much money I got and what I'm buying. What an insult to our disabled and our seniors, our homeless. You put You put all these immigrants up in these, 5-star hotels, and you snub your nose at the American homeless people. Yeah, make it make sense. And you wonder. And now all I'm hearing is, where the blacks at? Why they not coming out? I believe some of you immigrants have short memories. Real short memories. Y'all all need to do some introspection. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why there's censorship on social media. Because they knew this day was coming. Now, y'all have a good day on purpose. And I'll talk to you later. Be well, everyone. Take care of yourselves.